We don't know what the problem is. It could be a blockage. The vet has come in, he's done his assessment, but all we're doing is watching and seeing what signs she's showing. So I don't think it's a placenta thing, because the calf is about 6 months old. We have seen much worse cases than Cherie's problem. Cherie's problem just happens to be very complicated because it is an internal problem. We've seen elephants with broken legs and they've made it through. And for Cherie's case, because it's an internal issue, what we're doing is we're actually observing, checking all the signs that she's doing, so that this might actually help us in future, that this is actually the problem once we find out what is the problem. And therefore, there might be a slim chance that she can make it through. So we're not going to dart her or do all these things, because she's too weak. With the calf, it is such a moral dilemma, because we cannot just take the calf and leave the mother. That is not going to work. So what we're doing right now is, because Cherie, at one point, she's completely, she shows a sign of no hope, and she's lying there in the sand, and you think she's dead. A few hours later, she's walking, she's feeding, and I'm not saying she's completely recovered, but she then shows signs of hope. So I think with the calf, if she keeps continuing feeding and drinking a bit of water, the calf might have a chance to go through. Because if he gets a bit of milk and a bit of grass, that is a big hope that he might go through. So let's hope, Cherie keep feeding, and that is what is going to happen with the calf. If she deteriorates and there's nothing coming out of Cherie, then we can take other actions together with Kenya Wildlife Service. That's in terms of if there is a possibility that there will be a mother or one of the females can take the calf and suckle, it's very unlikely. The calf can sneak in sometimes and suckle from either a sister or one of their relatives, but it's very unlikely that there will be a female that just to take the calf to suckle, and that we've seen previously. But he's a very young calf to be just adopted by the group, because he still needs the milk to survive. He still needs the tender care, from predation. So I think the likelihood that he will be taken in by the family and being suckled is not actually there. He can sneak in, but that's not there. From when we found Cherie being sick, we've involved Kenya Wildlife Service vets. We've called Dr. Mutindwa, Dr. Rono. They're all aware. This is the second, Dr. Rono left this morning, having spent with Save the Elephant for 2 days just watching Cherie's movement and observing very closely if she's actually defecating or there's a blockage. So we work very, very closely with Kenya Wildlife Service vets and Daballen Shelter. We've been informing that this is the situation, and they've been on standby. We've been talking to them. So we have very good working relationship with Kenya Wildlife Service, the council rangers here, and the Daballen Shelters. So we have very good working relationship, and we've been updating each other on daily basis, on our basis, if that is what the situation needs. Being a wild animal, it is very difficult to actually it's very difficult to give antibiotics or vitamins to Cherie. That entails, putting that elephant down, maybe giving some energy drug or giving some antibiotic. You can do this once, but not twice. But with an animal like Cherie that is so weak, it's very difficult actually to put her frequently down and give this medicine. So if it is a zoo animal, it is much easier for this process to happen. But because this is a wild animal, it's just difficult, and it might actually just add more stress and actually facilitate her just even to die much easier, more quickly. So In that case, we've just let her do whatever she's doing, observe her, and if we get into the red line where we think she's now dying and the calf is probably losing milk, then we can actually just call the Daphne Child and KWS and everyone and lift the calf to Nairobi for the to the orphanage. So, and therefore we're not actually doing that often.